Heroes range today, day 54 of 66 in a row. Currently on the screen right now, I've got this hand highlighted. This is the one that we did yesterday, where I triple barrel, donk bet, flop, turn, and river, of course, ended up winning the hand with a pair of aces. Let's take a look at all these other hands. They're all checking on the river and a little bit of passivity after I get aggressive. And this hand, raising a caller, I don't know. It might go to the river. It might actually have 3 players in. I just want to keep things simple. Just look at heads up hands, you know. So let's just take a look here. Once again, donk betting hands right here on the flop, donk betting. So all of these are donk bets. Bet and then raise again. Bet, 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 bet. Let's take a look at this one here. I like this 3-3-5. It's a chicken board, another chicken board where like I discussed yesterday on the King 5 board, chicken boards are hard to hit because they're paired. I mean, you got to get really lucky to have a 3 or even pocket 5s to flop something super nice. Most of the time on a 3-3-5, everyone's flopping 2 over cards. So I'm thinking my donk leading here could be the sign of just another bluff like it was yesterday. So let's take a look at it. 8-6-2, 14, 5, 4, 3, 7. Lots of numbers right there. And then of course Flopzilla. Good time, Flopzilla. We don't want the call 2-bet range. We want the 2-betting range. Or actually, no wait, we're calling pre-flop, right? I don't remember. We'll take a look at the hand again right now. In the small blind this time, open, and then we just call. Okay, cool. In the small blind, calling the buttons min, open, raise. And then we get another caller. Okay, so let's see here. We bet, God, call. Oh, crap. Are we going 3-way all the way? Okay, no, we're not. So our opponent's going to be dang man. Dang man. The whole time here. So Brady 12 opens. We call. The BB, not just the BB, but he's the BB villain in this hand. He also calls. So first off, let's take a look at our calling range here. We have a a tight aggressive player right here, right behind us, who could be very capable, possible. It's only 24 hands, but possible of making a 3-bet squeeze over us. I'm also purposely calling in the small blind. I know if I call here, he's most likely going to call or 3-bet, but by calling, I'm willing to go to the flop in a 3-way pot out of position. So I'm not going to give myself a super wide range. Let's start with 17%. Give myself all those aces. Actually, I don't really like a lot of these offsuit hands. Well, no. We can put them in. Because it is just a min raise against another aggressive player, and then we can possibly call with all these rather weaker aces here. I'm often not calling, even versus a min raise with these offsuit broadways. I just don't like the 10s. The jacks, I can call with those. Sometimes I'm 3-betting versus this loose aggressive player with 10s, but yeah, most of the time I'm 3-betting. I could be calling with 9s here. I can call these 8-6 or better, king, maybe down to king 7, down to queen 9, I would say. So this is pretty similar to that prior hand's range, day 53 calling range here. Let's see, 3-betting. I do like all the ace queens for 3-betting. Occasionally, like I said yesterday, I'm 3-betting these, but sometimes out of the blinds, I'm just calling as well. Depending on the situation, how many tables I got going on, how much I want to focus on this table. If I'm willing to put in the time and really focus and pay attention to the action, I'll oftentimes 3-bet these. But let's say I have 2 other tables going at the same time, I'm involved in hands there, I might just call. And that's not a good thing. You know, it's just if my attention is being pulled in different ways, I don't want to add to my situation. And 3-betting out of position here just makes things more difficult. Calling is an easier way to approach a hand. Not necessarily the correct way, but it's one way you can choose to call or 3-bet. And I don't think either play is bad. Both has its merits in this instance. But I can find myself calling with all these. Yeah, this seems like a pretty decent calling range here. I don't know why it keeps popping up with a question mark like that. 24%, 320 combos. Now you can see out of my hands, the hands I would choose to play with here. A lot of them, of course, have very good suited connecting potential, big suited card potential, all the aces, of course, big broadways, and then all these various pairs for set mining purposes. So it's a range that rather hits decently frequently. You can see we hit 28% of the time. Top pair better, open and a straight draw are better and stuff. If we removed some of these hands, and actually a couple of these here, actually things get a little bit better. Oh, about the same, 28% or so. I think things would really improve. Because the reason why is because we don't have a lot of top pair hand possibilities here when we take out. If we add these, now our hand starts to hit a little bit more often here. But we'll put these back in. I don't like the 6-5. Let's take that out. I did have down to, yeah, I did have down to the 6-5. King 8, let's remove that. Down to King 7. Yeah, we'll stick with this. 24%, 312 combos. I think I just adjusted it a little bit by doing what I did. Took out the 6-5 suited. That should only remove 4 combos. What else did I take out? Queen 8, Jack 8, no, Jack 9, Queen 9. What the heck did I do? Oh, the 8-6 I also removed as well. Okay. No, I can occasionally I'll call with those. I'll stick with this range here. And our opponent overcalls in the big blind. Now, he has a super wide range. Let's give him actually one of the strongest hands that he could just be calling with here. Let's say he'll call with the Ace-10 suited. Ace-Jack can also call occasionally. I think Ace-Queen would definitely 3-bet, especially from a tight aggressive player, 18-18. So let's say Ace-Jack or Ace-10. We'll give him the Ace-Jack. Let's say that is the top of his aces calling range there. What happens? 3-3-5, diamond, diamond, heart. So on this board, you can see, sure, we have ace 3, pocket threes. That's all the threes that we have. What do we got? Ace 5. We have one extra 5 hand, the 6-5 suited in this instance. But yeah, really, if you look at that entire range, there's not a ton of hands in my range that hit a 3 or hit a 5. But I got plenty of flush draw capability here, or potential, I guess. At 10% of my range contains a flush draw. 26 combos right now. Pretty nice. So what happens? How much do I donk lead? 2/3 pot. Nice. And a call and another call. Okay, so just to switch things up, let's give him the diamonds call. So let's say he's calling with a flush draw on this paired board. He could be raising. I mean, that could be a choice he could make. But let's just say he calls. We'll just switch that. Our hand combo count still remains the same, giving him diamonds as well. It does remove some of our flush draw. Oh, actually, you know, that removes some of our flush draws. Let's not do that. That's right, because we have plenty of ace diamond flush draws, and I could be doing this with the ace of diamonds flush draws. So we'll keep that in. Let's give him... Okay, let's give him hearts then instead. A backdoor flush. Possibly worth continuing 2 overs in a backdoor. I just want to give him something that makes sense to continue in this hand versus our range. So we bet he calls and this other opponent calls. We got to think also, he's calling knowing that he could possibly call or come over the top. If he had aces or kings here because he raised pre-flop, it's a great spot to be raising versus 2 players. So he's kind of taking a chance by making the call here that he could still be pushed off the hand. So what am I donk leading? 95, slightly under 2/3 pot. Okay, well, quads, I like it. Donk leading there for value versus 2 other players. Full houses, I like the donk lead. 3 of a kind, I like the donk lead. Over pairs, I'm good with donk leading there. Charging 2 overcards that could call right now, and probably just hoping to take it down with this slightly less than 2/3 pot bet. Overpairs are in my possible donk leading. I don't need to check raise with these. I don't need to check call either. I'm good. I'm good with donk leading. Top pair, I don't like donk leading top pair here. Pocket pair was, just 4s? I don't like the donk lead. Weak pairs, deuces, no. Ace highs, maybe some of these flush draws, but not just your straight ace high hands, no. Now, the flush draws. I like the donk lead with all of these here. 7-6 even has the nut flush. 8-6 has a 7-6 has the not nut flush, nut straight flush draw for the 4 of diamonds. So I like leading out with all of these various diamond hands. For all of these, If I get called and I hit a diamond on the turn or river, great, I'm getting extra value. But if they fold to my donk lead, great, I'm picking up the pot on the flop with the draw. So it's a nice bluff. I like it. Open-enders don't have any in my range. Gutter balls here. Ace-4, ace-deuce. I am not often donk leading with just a straight gut shot. It is a hard-to-hit board, though. And as we saw yesterday, I did donk lead with an ace-high on a hard-to-hit board. So let's say I will do it. And that gives me a couple other aces. I'm not betting my ace highs here, but now I'm betting them as a gut shot. And donk leading versus two other players mean I probably need a little bit more equity than just like an ace of clubs, eight of spades kind of. That has no equity except for a couple of weak overcards. So I like the gut shot ace highs. Overcards, I don't like necessarily just donk leading those. 2-card backdoors? Nah, none of those either. Not on a paired board. I mean, if this were, oh, not that one. If this were the deuce instead, I could possibly see the overcard, the 2-card overcards betting right there. But no. So over pairs are better. Flush draws, gut shots, some of the betters, not the weaker draws. Some of these combos, sure, I could be betting those right there. Okay, so we're going to say that I am donk leading 34% of the time, which is only 1/3 of the time right here. 34% and 85 combos. So you can see that I went from 320 combos pre-flop down to only 85. So I removed roughly 75% or so. Yeah, give or take. You can see it looks like I didn't remove that much, but actually if you go down from 320 pre-flop down to 85, these count as card removal. This removes cards from our range too. So we actually dropped from that pre-flop, that initial range of 320 down to 85. Queen of clubs, we bet again and get just one caller. So what's our bet size this time? 276, it's over half pot. 63%. Okay, slightly under 2/3 pot. So I'm probably just, I feel like I'm betting for value. I did drop it a little bit, so maybe I am bluffing still. So I got to keep some bluffs in my range right here. So 1 second, Dad, I'll be with you in a minute. So let's see here. I am barreling my quads, totally barreling my full houses, barreling my 3 of a kind. Yep, barreling over pairs. Oh, whoops, I didn't put it out there. Queen of clubs. My bad. That kind of changes things now. So barreling quads, barreling the fulls. Don't have any straights. Barreling 3 of, yeah, sure. Why not? Going for extra value. He called on the scary flop. Overcard, if I have trips or better. Hopefully he hit a queen just now and is going to pay me off. Top pair hands. Yep, I can see that. Turning from a bluff into a value hand with a sudden top pair hand. I can be betting there. Double barreling there. Pocket pairs below top pair. I'm not the biggest fan of barreling here. Throw out the one bluff on the flop. He decides to continue. I think I'm often shutting down with those pocket pairs below. Mid pairs, ace highs, no. Flush draws now. I could be barreling the flush draws. Don't have any open enders. Now the gut shots. Am I going to really double barrel a gut shot? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to check and try to see a free river by checking right there. So yeah, you can see my double barreling is all super strong hands. Hands that just now picked up some good equity, and my draws still. So I'm kind of, what is it? I can't think of the word. When you have the nuts and then bluffs in your range. Yeah. So I think that's my range right there. Why can't I think of the word? 36, 42%. Alrighty then. So let's see here. 42% if he does have an ace jack, which now has just nothing at all. If he is ace high, our range actually has 61% equity because we have lots of good made hands, but at the same time we do have some draws in our range. And if you look out of the 36 combos, over half is a flush draw right now. So that's why we aren't like a super lock at this time. So we still have plenty of flush draws in the range, but those flush draws have equity. Suddenly, the river gives us the 8 of hearts. So on the 8 of hearts, what happens? We donk lead 670. Ooh, look at that. 675 divided by 987. 68%. So I'm bumping it up now. So this is a total value bet. I'm not trying to do a triple barrel bluff with a flush draw. Not here. So what am I betting? Quads, full houses, yes. Three of a kind, yes. Am I really betting top pairs at this point? For this sizing on the 8 of hearts, I really don't think so. I think I'm checking in. Well, no, I could value bet. If I thought I was good, if I was bluffing on the flop and then I suddenly hit a top pair on the turn, and then the 8 doesn't really change much, it doesn't complete any draws at all, I think I can barrel for value on this queen. But I don't think any of my mid pairs, any of this other stuff is going to be doing it at all. No, definitely not. So basically, I have just a super strong top pair heavy, or top pair and above range at this point. If he does have a hand like ace-jack, he should not be calling for sure. We have 100% lock with all of his ace versus all of his ace-high hands. So we narrowed ourselves with the triple barrel, with the larger sizing too. Because as you can see, last time we decreased our bet size street by street. This time started off at 2/3 pot. A little bit less on the turn, but then bumped it up on the river. Polarized, that's the term I was looking for either. On the turn, we were polarized between nuts and then some semi-bluffs there. 39%. Things are looking good here. Let's see what we got and let's see what he got. Ace-3 suited, totally in the range, right? Ace-3 suited is there. We got trips. We bet the whole way with our trips. Got lots of value. And he had... Darn. It's a what you call it hand. America's Card Room hand. So he lost the hand. He didn't show. He mucked. We won a $22 pot. Things were looking really good. We took about $10 off, or $12 off of the guy, which is awesome right there. The bummer is we don't get to see what he had. But no matter what, we know that he could not beat trips, obviously. So we didn't have a full house. So we didn't have a full house. And yeah, things went really well. But most likely because he called that larger size on the river, he had himself, I don't know, pocket 10s, 9s, or 8s, something that just didn't believe. Oh, 8s would have won. 10s, 9s, 7s, or 6s that just didn't believe. Or he had a king, queen, or ace, queen that played it kind of slow pre-flop and then called with 2 overs on the flop and then hit on the turn, and we got max value out of the guy. All right, I think that hand went pretty well. We ended up successfully hand-reading ourselves down to one of the final 14 combos. All righty, I love that. So you can see sometimes I donk lead as bluff, sometimes I donk lead just for straight value, and I ended up getting plenty of value from Dang Man right here. All righty, y'all, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you later, day 55.